In this video, we're going to go through the CRM setup. So from the CRM module, I'm going to expand the setup folder, which is down the bottom here, and we're going to look at some of the options within this setup folder. The first thing we're going to do is create an activity category. If I double click the option for activity category, we've got some in here to start with. These are created when we create the new company. We're going to basically add to the list. And I click down the bottom, and I'm going to call this new one toy testing. If I tab out the field, it automatically makes it active, and that's basically created it. Now when I'm happy with that, I can click save and close to close the window. The next thing we're going to create is an activity resource. So again, double click that. It's a list again, and I can just key to the bottom, key in a blank one on the bottom row. So we're going to create a new resource called flamethrower. Once again, it defaults to active, and I can save and close. Just to show you something on the toolbar here, is you'll see this quite common toolbar on the top of most of the windows, where we've got a save option, we've got a save and new option, save and close, and on some of the windows we'll also have a delete option and an undo. Now basically, save will just save it and leave us in the record, so now I can carry on adding new ones. Save and new will basically save it and put me on a new line down here so that I can key the next one in. Save and close will do what I did previously. It'll save it and obviously close the window and put me back to where I was. And if I've got a record highlighted, I can also delete one of the existing records. The last thing we've got here is the undo button, which will basically undo anything that I did since the last save. So if I've keyed some items in, I think, oh, I didn't want to key them in, I can click undo and it will take the whole lot out. It's not an undo button where it undoes the last keystroke or the last single thing you did. It will actually undo everything that you've done on that screen since you went in or since you saved. Okay, the next thing we've got is our opportunity competitors. Now if I click in here, this is a slightly different screen in that we've got list and detail tabs. Now the list will show any existing competitors that we've got set up in here, and I could click on one and go into the detail option, and it'll show me the detail behind it. Now to create a new one in here, it's not always that obvious, but there's a new button on the toolbar up here. So to create a new opportunity, we're going to click that new button, and it will basically take us into the detail for the competitor for us to key some of our details in. So our competitor name is called Toys for Boys Inc. And these are going to be based in the United States of America. So to do that, we could click the drop down here, and basically we could go all the way down through our options and find the United States, or we can search for United States in here. If I do that and hit enter or click the go button, it will basically restrict it down to anything it finds. So we've got United States and minor outlying islands, or the United States of America, which is the one I want. Alternatively to that, on this front screen here, I can just key in United States and click enter, and again it will bring the relevant options up. I can just either arrow down to select it and hit enter, or I can double click it, or I can single click it and click OK. So I've got a few different ways of getting that in there. Now if I just blank that out again and just use the drop down once again, and what we'll see in the list of countries that we've got here is that we'll only have 100 records. And you can see down here it's saying 1 to 100. Now that is because in the system preferences, which we'll cover in the system manager option, we've set a preference to say only show the first 100 records in any search that we do. So whenever we're going to a find screen, it's only going to return 100. The reason we've done that is for speed purposes. If you're connecting over the internet and you've got several thousand records, you don't want it to bring back several thousand, because it's going to sit there while it brings them all back and it'll be quite slow. But if we search on anything, it does search through every record and not just the 100 on the screen. So that's just in case you're wondering why you're not getting them all up. I can click the View All button when I'm in there, and it'll now show every country that we've got, which is 237. So I've now got the complete list, and United States of America, etc. are all there. Okay, so I'm just going to key United States in again, and I'm going to arrow down and hit enter to select it this time. Now we'll notice that as soon as I put United States of America in, there are address details changed down here. If I just go back and put United Kingdom in, just to show you that. So at the moment it's city, state, postal, because it's kept the American address details. If I put United Kingdom in, it changes to city, county and postal. So I'm going to select United States of America, and I'm now going to key in the address details. And because this is the United States of America, we've actually got searchable postal codes for the USA, which basically means that we've got every zip code stored in the database. I haven't got that same functionality for the UK because it's a chargeable service to be able to have them all in. So if I key the zip code in and tab out of the field, it will do a quick search on that zip code, and it will then populate our address details from the zip code. Okay, so there you can see it's put Beverly Hills, California, Los Angeles, etc. in there. Well, now we can also put a website in there if we've got one for our competitor, and we can also put as much text as we want down the bottom. So I'm going to add a little bit of text in there. Okay, when I'm happy with that, I can then click Save, Save and Close, Save and New, etc. as before. If I just click the Save button and then go back to the list, we'll now see that my new competitor is in the list. And if I just highlight that one and then go back to Detail, you can see how that works with the List and Detail tabs there. I'm now going to create a new opportunity reason. This again is just the standard list option, and I'm going to key our not dangerous enough reason in there. Exactly the same as before, basically. I'm now going to create an opportunity stage, which again is a list option, and this stage is going to be customer playing with the toy. And again, it's fairly simple. I can then save and close out of that. Next thing we've got is a service contract type, and this is going to be everything is chargeable. So if I just open that up, click on a new line, and everything is chargeable. Okay, once again I just key that in, it defaults to active. But this time we're actually going to delete one of the existing records as well. So we're going to delete the time and materials one. So I'm going to right click on the time and materials record and go delete selected. And it asks me if I definitely want to do that. I do, and then it's gone basically. And then I can save and close out of here. The other way I could have deleted that record is to highlight one and use the delete on there. But using the right